Alright, we are in my shop at home. This is not the body shop. So, kind of give a walk around of it. And I got stuff sitting on it, so we are working on it, trying to actually get it together. This here is the trunk. We have the battery and the fuel cell. That is a TCI fuel cell, and I bought it off a Facebook yard sale. Guy had it on there, and it was cheap enough, so I got that. We got the deck lid ready to go on. I got the tail lights, the little piece. We got the back glass cleaned up and ready to go in. This is the side. The doors are on. We're actually going to sand the doors and prime them black. The car's going to be in black primer over the summer, because we don't want to actually go ahead and paint it while we're trying to do some of the initial tuning and getting it fixed and figuring out, getting the new car bugs out of it, I guess. So with the car, this is going to be the accent color, and the actual car is going to be black. But let me walk around here and I'll show you on the hood. See right there, the hood, and there's a wastegate. Well, I'll show you all of that when I take the hood off. And then I'll show you the motor and try to go over a lot of stuff that we've done, what's in our motor, the transmission we're running. There's our kind of instrument board. I didn't want them up top on the roll bar. Just trying to keep it a little different. There's the instrument cluster we made. We have the water temperature, the wideband, the boost, and that over there is the oil and water, and then down there is our tach. And we've already got the carpet in it, the headliner's in it. We got that back there looking fairly decent. So it is coming along. Let me pause it and I'll get the hood. I'm actually going to mark the hood. I don't think you can see it, so I'm not going to try with the phone. But I'm going to reach up under it and put some scribes, and then we'll take the hood off, and I'm actually going to make a cardboard template. Don't really want to mess the hood up. We're going to do away with these. Those right there, that's old school stuff. It's actually the way it was on before, but we're not going to. We may run pins in the front. I don't know. I doubt it, but we're wanting to put these fasteners up through here. So, but anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, I got the hood off. Let me give you a little information about the car. We are going carbureted blow-through. As you can see, it is twin turbocharged. Those are VS Racing 6673 turbos. Me, Tommy, and Ethan done all the piping and exhaust work. We've done all the intake and all of that. We bought the pipe and then we cut it and fabbed it up ourselves. We're running a stock style radiator. It's just an aluminum core, and that is a fan off of a Mercedes. I don't remember what year model. It was one that was wrecked at the shop. As you can see right here, the shroud is broke. So, the insurance replaced it, so I didn't see no need to let it go to waste. We've changed it over to manual brakes. That's a strange master cylinder. We changed it over to manual steering. It's got a rack on it down. You can see a little bit of it right there. But I'll get to that one day when we got it jacked up. But it's a 5.3. I think it's somewhere around an 05 model. From the best I could tell, it did have the bigger rods and the floating wrist pins in it. Dish pistons, so that did make it a 5.3 and not a 4.8. But we put Wiseco pistons 10-to-1. compression ratio. We put K1 rods. We're running a stock crank. The heads were just cleaned up. We really didn't have them ported. It's got the 706 heads. That's a GM Performance intake. It's got all Howard's valve train, with the exception of the cam. I went back and changed it, and we put a Summit Stage 3 cam in it. I just didn't like the other cam. We may have to go back and change valve springs again. I don't know. But that is a Pro-Comp electric water pump. It's got the, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a Marley or something like it. High flow oil pump in it. We're running just a regular truck pan for the moment. Probably will have to change that once we get it, start making some real horsepower. The transmission is a TH400 Cook's transmission, or Cook's Racing, and Cal Penn's built the transmission. It's what was in it before, and then we took it back and had it strengthened up and beefed up a little bit. So all of that should be good. But you know, it's a lot of good stuff, but it's a lot of basic stuff. I'm doing the carburetor at this point ourselves. It is a Proform annular booster main body. We changed it over to E85. Those are billet metering blocks. And you know, I'm doing all that myself. I figure if these other guys can do it, I can do it. Now when we get it to, you know, really running over 800 horsepower, I may have to send it to the carb shop or CSU or somewhere like that to get it where it'll actually handle it. And probably, well, I know everybody says we'll have to go to dual needling seat bowls. But there's our regulator. That is a 12852 Holley. We are running the Holley Dominator fuel pump at this point. We have 10, is there 10 or 12? 10s, I think. 10 feed lines and 8 return lines. So all of that's pretty big. You know, like I say, these VS Racing wastegates, blow-off valves. This is our vacuum block. These go to the wastegates. That's the boost gauge. This, I got to redo that. I melted that the other night, but I got to put another piece in there. But that goes to the regulator, the boost reference, where it raises the boost as it comes on and moves up. On the not water pump, on the alternator, as of right now, I'm not running a belt tensioner. If it'll keep that belt on and not squeal and cut up, we're going to do it just like this, because I can get the alternator on and off with that belt like that. And so far it's been good, which we haven't done anything but a couple of burnouts with the car at this point. We have our oil returns. We welded bungs in the timing cover, and that was close because we're running a double roll timing chain. But anyway, they come straight out the bottom of the turbos and go right there. That was the simplest way that I knew of we could do it. Everything on the front is new. It's got new bushings, new ball joints, new brakes, new rotors, all new brake lines, all new fuel lines. Pretty much every nut and bolt on this car is new. You can see right here, that's a ground wire, because I run a separate ground for pretty much everything. The coils is grounded. Let's see, what else? Everything's got its own ground. I run a ground from that little block to the radiator support right there. So the radiator support's grounded good. When I hook grounds up to that, you got to have good grounds. There's no way around it. Our rear end is going to be a Ford 9-inch. We're building it ourselves. I have 3 chunks. I got one big bearing chunk and the other just the smaller stuff. Well, actually, there's one, there's the other. I can't remember which is which right now. but we have our cow tracks ready to go on it. Here is the leaf springs we're going to put on it. I took the load leaf off, but they are stock second gen Camaro spring. I don't got no idea what year model they come off of. It's just a second gen. When we get to that, I'll show you. I'm gonna start documenting as we do stuff, every step of the process from here on out. Because we've worked on this car for 3 years to get it. I mean, we completely disassembled the car. It was nothing but a rolling body. All the wiring, everything was out. And I done a video of what do they call that? A slideshow. All the pictures that we took of the car while we was doing it. Because I wasn't documenting it then and all of that. But so let me quit talking. I'm gonna get a piece of this cardboard right here, and I'm gonna lay it in the hood and cut it to the fenders, and then I can mark it and cut where the wastegate's at. I think we're going to have to cut a little right here on the hood. That will be close, but we'll see. And I don't think we're going to have to cut the hood on these, maybe, but this comes out from under the cow. These, the charge pipes, they are under the cow part, so hopefully we won't. But we're going to have to start cutting it about right here and go, you know, just open it up around the hat. And we may have to change that hat. That hat is one I got in a big trade we done. That is a CS, I think. CS Racing. They do a lot of turbo parts. CX, I'm sorry, CX, not CS. So that's what that is. And, you know, I drilled and tapped the, this one is the map sensor, which goes to a MSD 6014 box under the dash. We're going to start with that. We will, if things go right by the end of next summer, we will probably already be to the point where we have to go to a Terminator X or something like that. So, but anyway, I've talked enough. Let me get this done, and I'll kind of document a little as I go through the stuff. Be right back. Alright, I got the cardboard. Kind of got it laid in. I'll fix that up a little better. This is the wastegate. There's the screw on the clamp. There's the wing nut. There's what I'm going to start with. Alright. My bird feed off. I fed my pigeons a while ago. Walk right in. Let y'all see my pigeons. Well. I just fed them, so they're keeping a lot of racket right now. It's right here, these are the young birds. Training them to fly. It's breeders down here. These over here is old birds and what we call prisoners. I can't let them go because they was raised in other states and stuff like that. But I breed them, them's good birds. Anyway, I'm into all kind of stuff. Alright, you can see the cardboard here. Here's the hole I cut. Here's the hole I cut. You can see on the hood where I marked that. Yeah, and right there I got that. Whenever Ethan gets here, I'm not going to try to do all that by myself. Whenever Ethan gets here, we'll, if he's coming today or tomorrow, what he's doing. But tell you what, I like my stove over there. I got it cooking right now. It's cold outside. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take the hat off right quick. And I'm going to do a couple of extensions, bent tube extensions, and then I'm going to crank it up and see where we at with that stuff. So, be back in a minute. This is the top of our carburetor. What I'm going to do is these, being a blow through, you bend little pipes and you run into the charge tube right there. It helps pressurize the carburetor and give it fuel when you're really letting it make power or being boost. Alright, I got one. That bend ain't exactly the neatest in the world, but I bought a tool to do that. Where's it at? Man, I don't know where it went. Anyway, I'll find it in a minute. I gotta find my tape measure, but the way they work is they slide down over your tube right there, and you know, this one will be bent around that and go in, and then this one, and bless its little heart, it won't go on. I might actually shorten that up a little bit, because this, oh, I'm sorry, I had y'all just pointing down there, didn't I? But this right here, that's tough, getting all that line back up. When we fitted all that, we dry fitted it without the little gaskets right there in it, and man, it fit perfect. Well, anybody that welds knows. We tacked it up. I mean, we had tacks everywhere because we didn't want it to move. Well, it moved. But anyway, it was still close enough to do right. But it's got a little pressure, but it goes on. Good morning. I am riding down to Harbor Freight this morning. Last night when I was trying to drill out the air bleeds, I was trying to do some tuning. I got to get the AFRs up about, I don't know, 5 or 6 points. Tuning in Lambda, and it was down around 8.1, 8.2 on one side, 7.8, 7.9 on the other. And I want to get it up to around, I think it's 8.8, 8.9 on the idle, somewhere around in there. So I took the idle bleeds out and got one opened up, broke my bit. I have a hard time drilling air bleeds. The bits are so small, and the ones I have is the twist. I mean, and if they catch any at all, they break. So here I go. But when I get back, stuff on that where we can see, or where y'all can see. You know, a lot of that's real simple stuff, and old carburetor guys know it. There ain't a whole lot of folks that run carburetors anymore. But we go and blow through, we're going to be on ethanol or E85. So what we doing with the car to be better for right now? I may go with the throttle body injection later. I think that would be our best route because we set up that way. But for a couple of 3 years, we're probably just going to run it carbureted. These guys are going just as fast carbureted as they are fuel injected. You just smell like ethanol. Stuff's got a funny smell. If you ain't ever smelled E85 to a car that don't have converters and all, it really does smell like corn whiskey, and it burns. I mean, you can smell the alcohol in it. It's funny the way it smells. Not nothing like gas or race kits. I went in last night and sitting there in my chair, and Amy walked over and she said, "Ooh," you know. She said, "What is that smell?" And I said, corn whiskey." She said, "You been drinking corn whiskey?" I said, "No." That's E85, we're burning it in the car. And so anyway, I had to go take a bath. gonna go down here and see if they said online they had this small pack of drill bits. So I'm gonna see if they got it. If they do, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, we're back from Harbor Freight, back out here in the shop. You can see the jet. I guess it'll focus in. But anyway, I'm drilling an 18 thousandths hole on the high speed because you don't want much there. And we went with a 045.5 on the idle bleeds. We opened them up from 042.5 or 043 to 045.5. We don't need much for it to be right where it needed to be. So let me see if I can get this set up where I can show you. This is real tedious. Those bits, boy, they break easy. I don't know if you'll be able to see this much. This is the best angle I can get on it. But let's see what happens here. Put a little lube in there. This lube makes everything better. So, and just go real slow. Almost there. Got it. I've done all four with one bit. And I ain't praising Harbor Freight tools. Let me, but those are what they are, right there. The Warrior brand. I think they was $3, and it don't have every size in it. I think it skips around, but I have other packs of bits. I think we can get to where we need to be. So, up, I'll tell you. Alright, so we got the, it's crazy just showing you a picture, but we got the air bleeds and the high-speed idle bleeds back in. I'm going to wait a little while before we crank it up, because I have to roll it outside, because it really stinks my shop up. And the E85 just don't smell as good as race gas, so but I'll probably do that later this evening. I'm going to come out maybe in a little while. I got some yard work and stuff I got to get done today. But I'm going to come out in a little while and probably start putting the door glass in. And once the door glass are in and we get our seats back, we can probably actually start doing some testing with it. We're not going to be able to really hit it hard, which is, we don't have any new tires right now, so it's not going to hook no way. I'll show you our tires over here. That's our 10.5s right there. That's a set of 275 radials, I think. We're going to, we won't be able to run them. Those tires are probably 2-3 years old. They're not going to hook, I don't care what you do, and they're about wore out anyway. So, but we can put them on and get a couple of good burnouts and start getting a little that on the tuning. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching, and like everybody else says, if you like the shop or video on the Camaro here, we got a long ways to go with this Camaro, but I want to try to document pretty much the rest of it. And but anyway, like and subscribe, and catch you on the next one.